Hello and welcome to my channel. I have this beautiful handmade mold. It is the pumpkin owl from Glitz and Glitter, and I'm making it for my granddaughter for her birthday. I'm just looking around in there to get my bearings, checking out the depth of the stem, the ears. Let's see where the wings are, checking out the belly. I'm formulating a plan. I'm going to paint mica on the stem for sure. And I'm going to use a dark green. I'm going to put that in there, paint it, clean it up. Make sure, I'm going to try not to get it all over the place. Make sure I try to keep it nice and neat. All right, that looks good. I'm going to tap out the extra powder. Now I'm going to clean up just a little bit with a Q-tip. No alcohol on my Q-tip, just a dry Q-tip. Brushing very lightly. Don't want to damage my mold. And I am going to go in. I seem to be going to this bronze a lot lately. So I'm going to go in with some bronze and paint mica on the wings and on the belly in the bronze from Eye Candy. And in my defense, it is fall, so bronze works, and it is an owl, so it works for that too. I'm just making sure I've got every little bit in there that I want brushed on. And I'm going to go in and mix up some chocolatey brown to pour in the owl pumpkin. Pumpkin owl? Just owl? Just pumpkin? I don't know. So I'm going to mix that up, make it a little bit darker. I'm going to pour that in without spraying my mold because it's a handmade mold. You don't spray them. That's what the directions say. So I'm going to pour that in there. I'm going to give a little squeeze at the bottom. Make sure the stem of the pumpkin is full, no bubbles in there. I don't see any bubbles come up. It is a nice soft silicone, so it is squeezable, and nothing came up. So I pour a little bit more, give another squeeze, keep going, scrape that out, squeeze a little more, get my other cup, fill it up some more, and we're just going to get this topped off. Looking really pretty. I am going to pull the sides just a little bit to make sure there's nothing underneath that lip that's stuck there. I don't want to run a tool under there. So that looks good. And I don't know if you can hear it or not, but my dogs are in the background snoring like crazy, so I apologize. And with my extra resin, I am going to pour this little moose or reindeer. I'm not sure exactly what it's supposed to be. It has antlers. So I give that a little squirt of alcohol, rub that around, make sure it gets down into the antlers and all the little places underneath the rim. And I'm going to pour that with the same chocolatey brown because that's what I have left over. That's why it's called an extra. All right, he's all filled up, so I'm going to move him aside. And I'm going to break out the little owl mold. Why not? We have a theme going here. So I'm going to give that one a little squirt and a little rub around. Get into all those little feather crevices. And pour that one. This little owl is really cute. It has a lot of detail. I actually think it's supposed to be a candle mold, but It works perfectly for this little owl. All right, now that he's all filled up, I will put him aside and we'll be back tomorrow for demold. Here we go. The little owl. Look how easy the little owl pops out. And look at the detail on him. I love him. I've done him in a couple different colors, but I think this brown is probably my favorite color. I did him in glitter, a blue glitter one time. It looked terrible. Don't do glitter. All right, now to the little moose. The moose was a pain. I struggled with this moose. I sprayed, I wiggled, I tugged, and he finally came out. But look at how perfect he is. Actually, I think it's a deer. It's got spots. Moose don't have spots. It's a deer. All right, look at how perfect the deer is. This was my first time pouring him, so my bad. It's a deer. All right, now let's demold the star of the show. Nice soft silicone. Easy to push out of there. Didn't struggle. And there she is in all her marvelous glory. Look at that. Mold is clean. Didn't leave any powders behind. Apparently I found something in there. I think it was a little piece of silicone. Look. Oh, my granddaughter is going to love this. But now it's time to bling it out. Because you can't just leave it plain, can you? So the owl eyes look like sunflowers to me. So I go in with my Sharpie, which does nothing. So I end up going in with acrylic paint and painting those. I then try the nose with my paint pen, which gives it a little color but not enough. So I had a bunch of trial and error going on here. So while that's drying, I am going to take some white acrylic paint and go into the pumpkin creases, try to give it some depth and some highlight. I'm going to do the back. I rub it on with my finger, rub it off, go around to the front, do the front as well. And then I'm going to do above the eyes and into the tips of the ears on the front as well. I end up rubbing that off because I didn't like the way that looked though. Okay, with that dry, I went and added a black flat back gemstone to the center of the eyes. And I am going to do the inside of the ears in a pink rhinestone flat back, just to bling it out a little, make it sparkle. I then went and put some orange rhinestones over the nose because the nose just wasn't bright enough for me. The ears are completely filled in. I'm going to work on the nose, make that shimmer and shine. These rhinestones are kind of an iridescent orange, so I think it worked well. While my glue is drying on that one, I am just going to throw on some paint pen onto the little owl. I glued on some rhinestones on his eyes. I'm just going to give him some highlights on his feet, his feather tips, around his eyes there. Look at how cute. Really, that's all. Doesn't need much. I also went ahead and finished up the deer Put some googly eyes on the deer, some gold on the antlers, some silver in the ears and on the deer spots. And you know what? It needs something on the tail. So we're going to color in the tail too. Can't forget to do that now, can we? And now that deer is complete. Such a cutie. All right, back to the owl. Looking good, looking good. It still needs something. It needs more gemstones. All right, I'm going to take the B7000 and go around the outside of the ears with another gemstone, kind of a orangey, coppery color. It matches the owl. So I will go around the ear, come down in between the eyes, and go back up and down the other side of the other ear with those gems. These gems can be a little time consuming, but it really does elevate your project. It would be great if you could really work this fast. The magic of fast forward. Now I'm going to put a little bit of white paint on the back of the ears. Try to make them look a little feathery maybe. Give them some texture. So I do that with a Q-tip. Looks pretty good. Makes them stand out a little bit. Now I'm thinking. You can always tell I'm thinking when I'm taking my time and slowly rotating the project. What does it need? It needs something. Never satisfied. Okay, I got it. I know what it needs. Did you guess what it needs? It needs more bling. So I am going to put flat back pearls around the eyes. I think it will help it stand out a little bit. I wasn't happy with the paint around the eyes, so we're going to make those eyes pop a little bit. The biggest problem for me when I'm doing these projects is I always overdo it. Less is never more for me. More is more for me. So I just keep going, and sometimes I wonder, is that too much? Is there such a thing as too much? I don't know. What do you think? I think it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good, but could it look better? I'm gonna do it. I found this lovely dream catcher at a secondhand store. It didn't do anything to me but scream, "Put me on that pumpkin owl." So that's what I did. I just UV resined it on there and gave this cutie some plumage. And then to cover up the top of the feathers, I just put some bows on. And that is it for this pumpkin owl. I hope I did it justice. I hope my granddaughter loves it. And I hope You have a happy birthday, honey. I love you. Thanks for watching.